What's up YouTube, Mr. Llama SC here, and today we're going to talk about the new IAS changes and then the reverted IAS changes, but the new way after the reversion where they still kept it and now it picks the best of both worlds, because I think this is actually interesting. So what they had originally done is they had brought it back so that the attack speed for the shape-shifted druid went back to the idea of a original druid, right? So when you were in your shapeshift form, you still had the same attack speed as your previous form when you were just regular druid, which was nice at the low levels, things like that. But of course, as we all saw, once you got to the high levels, when you started actually bulking up your druid and your shapeshift and getting all the plus IAS and everything like that, it was terrible because you were just hitting at such slow frames that it completely nerfed the build and it was doing like half the damage at best. So it was pretty rough. But what they decided was they would revert it back, but have both systems in play. So essentially, the standard, it would pick whichever one was fastest. So it would say, okay, we're going to have the shapeshift druid. So when you get to those higher levels, things like that, you're going to actually be hitting at the normal speeds that you're used to. But now when you're at those lower levels or when you pick up that weapon that's going to be slower or whatever it is, you're going to actually swing faster with it in shapeshift form. So allow me to demonstrate. Right here is old Diablo 2, Diablo 2 Legacy. And here you can see the speed. Let me actually change this to players like 5 or something. So you can actually get see a few different like swings of it in a row. So we'll go over here. And it just is quite slow in its speed for swinging. I'm out of mana there, but you can see that kind of swing speed that it has. And now this is the newer swing speed. And it's a little bit faster. This is about 1 to 2 frames maybe faster, I would say. So they've improved that. And this is just, again, with a base club, just your base kind of speed right there. So normally when he's hitting with that club or hitting with some sort of weapon that's going to be a little bit slower, in his very low forms, it's just going to be way too slow. And he's just like, you know, it just takes way too long, which is why shapeshifting, especially early on, is just so painful to play. But it's actually a little bit better right now. And so, it's actually 5 frames faster. Well, there you go. That's the math on it. It is 5 frames faster, which is super nice and super helpful. So I like this. I actually think this is a really positive change. I think it's still a little bit confusing because the idea of, am I swinging, which formula is being used every time I pick a weapon up, I think is going to be more complicated. But at the same time, I also think it's going to be nice because if you're not doing all of that crazy theory crafting and think about it and all of those things, then you can just pick the items up and it'll just naturally choose whichever one is faster for you, and you'll just be able to swing at least at the same speed you always swung at before or a little bit faster in those cases. And I think that's very helpful, and that's going to be a buff to this character as it plays through the game, which I think is very fun, right? I like playing through the game with these different characters, and something about the shapeshift druid and wolf always was the issue of you'd pick it up and just be like, ugh. You know, it's just like so slow to swing with them. So I'm very happy that they do boost them up a little bit right here. So I say go around and test with it, play with it, all of that stuff. I'm going to show you guys just the 85 druid right here. I just kind of put a random BOTD on it. And just some random gear right here. He's not using like laying of hands or anything for insane, you know, attack speed whatsoever, but just kind of some random gear, no torch, nothing like that. Pretty simple. But you can come out and you can see, you know, that His speed has returned like it was before, as opposed to where it had been prior to this. So he's back to hitting with speed, and it's very nice that we don't have to... Yeah, he's wagging his tail now. Exactly. We don't have to worry about all of our shape-shifting characters being completely destroyed because the speed is just brought down to absolutely nothing. So, anyways, I hope that this was helpful. I'd love to hear you guys testing some things that you found that were really different or something that was super interesting down below in the comments. Hope that you have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace, YouTube.